Welcome back, PES fans. The year is 2006. The hosts are Germany, and the World Cup is back on European soil. Off the record as a football fan, this is my first and favourite World Cup. So without further ado, please make a cup of tea, a bowl of cereal, get comfortable, for it's time for another Retro PES World Cup. The hosts, Germany, have pipped South Africa, England and Morocco for the honour of hosting the 2006 World Cup. A lot has changed in the 4 years since they were runners-up to Brazil in Yokohama. They floundered in the group stage of Euro 2004, Rudi Völler was out, Jürgen Klinsmann is in. A youth movement is underway in Germany. Costa Rica have a chance to avenge their group stage exit in 2002. And we are underway in Munich, Germany versus Costa Rica. Here comes one chop, challenging Metzelder. Gonzalez squeezes off a shot and is cleared off the line by Friedrich. Costa Rica are hell-bent on instigating a shock against the hosts. Schweinsteiger opens his body up for the cross, is cleared away, and it's found to Ballack. His strike is blocked. Up in the air looking for Gomez, he's found his way to Gomez and Lehmann punches frantically. Mertesacker bottles it and Lehmann has his back. Schneider with a high cross into the box looking for Podolski, is falling to Schweinsteiger, tries to take the half volley. Schweinsteiger tosses it towards Podolski, there's a loop into the box and it's closer for the opener. The very first goal of the 2006 edition of the World Cup is credited to Sato Klose. Mr. Miroslav with the agile diving header. Podolski, an inset pass to Klose. Schweinsteiger has a bit of time and he tries to startle Paras. Gilberto Martinez has enough time to squeeze the cross in. Looking for Bernard. Couldn't direct it on target. It was hardly convincing, but the hosts have acquired 3 points against Costa Rica. It's Germany 1, Costa Rica 0. Poland and Ecuador, two sides eliminated from their belated World Cup appearance in 2002, have an appetite to capitalise on Costa Rica's defeat in Munich earlier this afternoon. We're in Gelsenkirchen, the home of Schalke. Tenorio with the glancing header, not enough power on it. Poland under pressure, they're making mistakes here, and it's just a matter of time, but Delgado couldn't bother Boruc. Wasn't enough of a retaliation to punish the Polish mistake. Valencia slipping as he delivers the ball into Tenorio, couldn't keep it down. Krushnevek, valiant flick up to Smolarek. If he can keep it down, it's a great volley, but wrong side of the net. A stifling draw here in Gelsenkirchen. It's Poland 0, Ecuador 0. We're in Frankfurt, Germany, and domestically the World Cup can finally begin. England kick off their campaign against Paraguay. It's been 4 years of bitter pills to swallow for Sven's men. Elimination from 2002 and Euro 2004 have been cruel and hard to stomach, but we are arguably in the midst of a golden generation for the Three Lions. Santa Cruz, the target, nodded away by Ferdinand, is fell to Bonnet. Rooney. Owen waiting for that run through from Rooney, he's got a ton of space. Rooney drills it past Villar. And it's a 20-year-old Wayne Rooney who took the world by storm in Portugal 2 years ago. Makes his debut in the World Cup with a goal less than 5 minutes on the clock in Frankfurt. It's the perfect start for England. Nelson Valdez stops, reassesses his surroundings, flicks it up to Christian Riveros, and Robertson has to make a decision. He chooses to fall on the sword, and he survives. Roberto Acuna picks up the ball, and he lives through Ferdinand's challenge. Ashley Cole doesn't put a dent in it, but Acuna pulls it wide. Lampard is lined up, and Villar suppresses the power, but Lampard's venom is felt around the world. A dangerous attack from Paraguay commences as Santa Cruz has Bonet on the outside. It's a long and hard strike towards Robinson and it's just tipped away from the defender. Paul Robinson stands his ground well. Ashley Cole under a bit of pressure from Bonet and he succumbs to it. He's giving away to Santa Cruz. Oh, and he's past the Arsenal defender. It's still Santa Cruz. Squeezes the ball in and it's cleared away by Ferdinand. It's foul back to Bonet. Vanes finally dots the I for Paraguay. The further Bremen forward has brought the South Americans back into the game, and England are about to find out why you don't underestimate Annabella Ruiz's side in Frankfurt. The empathy on display from Rio Ferdinand. He could have ended Valdez's World Cup had that clearance connected with his skull. Valdez releases a strike and Robinson has no choice but to parry frantically. Last gasp clearance from Cole. David Beckham's ball in. It's going nowhere fast. Beckham once again. Low ball across the face goal and Gerrard! It's an uncharacteristic miss. John Terry with the interception. Gerrard. Owen, Rooney, now England can counter-attack with 8 minutes left in the clock, and Rooney has kept it. Owen, an opportunity on the plate, and he eats it all up like a grateful boy that he is. England are back in front with less than 10 minutes left on the clock here in Frankfurt. Owen's last World Cup goal came at the expense of Lucia's miscalculation in Shizuoka. Nelson Chivas perseveres and reads Ferdinand's error. England score, concede and persevere to steal the win. In the final few minutes of the game, it's England 1, Paraguay 0. We are at the iconic Westfalen Stadium in Dortmund. World Cup debutantes Trinidad and Tobago, the smallest country in the World Cup history, take on veterans Sweden. Samuel finds his footing, squeezes the cross in, he's looking for St. John. Samuel knocks it down to Dwight York. Svensson tucks it towards Ibrahimovic. Blasted it at Shaka Hislop and it's knocked down, but Trinidad evade the danger. Colin Samuel, strike is blocked and it's found its way to St. John. Trinidad and Tobago have a fairy tale lead in their first ever World Cup game. The 29-year-old St. John of Coventry City has done the unfathomable. He scored for Trinidad and Tobago. It's a poor free kick for Svensson. Shaka Hislop scouts. Ibrahimovic has equalised for the Swedes. Could this be the birth of a legend? The tallest man on the field of play. Challenged only by Shaka Hislop in terms of height. Lindelof plays his square to Anders Svensson. Ibrahimovic, Lundberg on the outside, drills it low and hard, and Shaka Hislop is beaten. The Arsenal legend has turned it around. Sweden have come back and they take the lead here in Dortmund. The blue and yellow Scandinavians, unsurprisingly, the favourite side by the hometown crowd here in Dortmund. Olof Mellberg galloping forward, carrying the ball out of danger. And there's Ibrahimovic, he's one of the ones who's gone past John. Ibrahimovic just has to defeat Hislop and he couldn't compose himself. Blasts it at the keeper. Sweden have mirrored England. It's a 2-1 scoreline. A constant in the World Cup is the certainty a group will be defined as the group of death. And in 2006 it will come to be Group C. Argentina, with one of the most gifted sides in the World Cup, would compete against an Ivory Coast led by Drogba and the Toure brothers. Bonaventure Kalou couldn't keep the free kick down. Drogba on the turn, some good feet. Returns from Akale, looking for Zakora. Oh, and the Bonanzieri spills it. There was a lofted ball up to Didier Zakora, and the Bonanzieri loses composure and panics. Keita carrying it forward, gets past Sorin. Bonaventure Kalu, now Akale, back to Kalu. Caters on the outside. Couldn't capitalise. Ball in the penalty area from the corner kick. Bonanzieri is in no man's land, and Drogba couldn't feed off the scraps, and now Argentina can reset. Kalu is galloping away from the Argentine defence. Drogba 1-on-1 with Ayala. It's still Drogba. He's through. Didier Drogba has made history and scored against Argentina. Shades of the opener against Cameroon in 1990. Argentina are behind to the African underdogs in Deutschland. Not to take anything away from Kalu for the supply, the future Chelsea legend has scored a majestic goal. Roman Riquelme couldn't keep it down in a similar position to Kalu. 1 minute of stoppage time. It's almost all over for Argentina. Maxi Rodriguez on the cutback from Lionel Messi. The score's a level and they rescue a point in Hamburg. The Atletico Madrid winger has spared the blushes of the Albi Celeste with 2 minutes left on the clock. The Argentines just had to hold on. Yapo has other ideas. Yaya Toure flips the script. The younger brother of Kole has entrenched his name in World Cup history. Ivory Coast have stolen it from the World Cup favourites who've underperformed in Hamburg. It's a shock, all right. Argentina succumb to a defeat by the newcomers. The Ivory Coast is Argentina 1, Ivory Coast 2. They are World Cup stalwarts, and they're not. Serbia Montenegro, formerly known as Yugoslavia, technically debut against World Cup institutions, the Netherlands. Marco van Basten is in as coach. Most of the old timers are out. It's a new generation for Holland. Rafael van der Vaart to Wesley Sneijder, and he's found Arjen Robben, flicks it up, hits the post, and it's Robin van Persie with the easiest goal of his life. What a start for the Netherlands in Leipzig. Robin with an audacious flick. A goal hits the post, and all Van Persie has to do is meet it at the end of the night for a kiss. Robin van Persie cuts inside. Dragutinovic is still Robin van Persie. Not enough power to bother Ivory. Now Koku opens it down the line to Ruud van Nistelrooy. Oh, and it's spilled. Sneijder is foiled by Djordjevic. Van Nistelrooy's got to wait a little bit longer for his World Cup debut goal. Milosevic maybe giving a bit too much space from Van Bronckhorst. Whips one in, looking for Matthias Kesman. Kesman, the former Chelsea forward, bombing forward. Oh, this is inches wide of the post. Into play for Sneijder and Robin. Van der Vaart couldn't punctuate the finish. It's fallen to Rafael van der Vaart on the volley. It was a rising strike. 12 minutes on the clock. Serbia's corner. And Milosevic! Serbia and Montenegro have just equalised with the Netherlands. Over 10 minutes remain on the clock. The Dutch have thrown away their lead. Savo Milosevic of Osasuna pips Andre Uja. Dejan Stankovic, what an opportunity. Swings it in. And it's Luaboya. The Paris Saint-Germain striker has done the unthinkable. Daniel Luaboya has scored the winning goal for Serbia and Montenegro, unless Netherlands can formulate a reply in Leipzig. It comes out seemingly nothing as Joris Matheson strolls towards the danger. Van Nistelrooy passes the torch to Kelt. Kelt blasts it at Ivory. Group C has been turned on its head. The Netherlands and Argentina have been defeated. It's Serbia and Montenegro 2. The Netherlands 1. Portugal are the heavy favourites to qualify from Group D, but Mexico and Iran have one of the fairest shots in the tournament, arguably the group of life. cohabited with newcomers Angola. Omar Bravo challenging Nosrati. He's past him, swings it in, looking for Jared Borghetti. Franco is at the far post. Fantastic save. Here is Hashmin, he's alone. That's a very quick turn and shot, aiming to catch Sanchez by surprise. Ali Karimi at Bayern Munich, and his play squared to Taymurin. Comfortable save from Sanchez. All's even in terms of opportunities. Spread out wide to Tobago. Oh, that's a nice touch. Wrong side and then netting. Good effort from Gerardo Torrado. Mendes driven past the Franco, lays it on for Borghetti. It was straight at the keeper, but it was a strong save nonetheless. There's Hashmian. Back out wide to Kaibi. Time for a ball in. And it's Karimi on the volley, and he couldn't keep it down. 10 minutes remain. Mendes, a leaping ball in, looking for Franco. It's the perfect header. A glorious long cross from Mendes. It's a difficult one. Franco has to get it right. Pinpoint accuracy. There's only one man in the box, and Franco had the composure to knock it down despite running backwards. Iran have nothing to lose now. They got to throw everything at the Mexicans. Mohani is low and hard, and Sanchez comfortably saves. The Aztecas have 3 points. It's Mexico 1, Iran 0. A lot can change in 4 years. Portugal's golden generation finally gets its stab at the World Cup. In the span of 4 years, Portugal was eliminated from the group stage in Korea, Japan, to runners-up in Euro 2004 on home soil. Luis Felipe Scolari looks to replicate Brazil's World Cup win with Portugal. Figo swings it in on the turn. Paoletta couldn't keep it down. Here's Paoletta, knocks it off for Figo. Skies it out of Cologne. Nuno Valente, that one's shut down by Mateus. Now Manish loops one in. Paoletta, he's getting closer. Played short to the young Cristiano Ronaldo. Into the middle to Costinha. Nice side foot strike. Plucked out the sky by Ricardo. Figueiredo swings one in. It's down and hard by Aqua. Angola are the ultimate underdogs in this group, and they nearly sparked a shock of their own. Dangerous ball in from Angola, and Manish doesn't deal with it. Aqua again so close to haunting Portugal. Ricardo has to get it right that time. Deco, Paoletta, Figo making a perfect run. It's Luis Figo. I like a fingertip save from Ricardo. Figo's corner. Finds Ronaldo. The conversion is complete. Cristiano Ronaldo marks his World Cup debut by opening his goal-scoring account against Angola. The future legend converts in flashy fashion, similar to Miroslav's closer opening goal in Munich against Costa Rica. Mendoza with the advantage. Crosses too heavy and misses Aqua, but he's kept it in play. Aqua swings it in. Ricardo, he's dropped it. Valente tries to clear and it's fallen to Mateus. It's disaster in that Portuguese area. Nobody knew what to do with the ball. Nobody seemed to want to get rid of it, but it all was perpetrated by Ricardo's fumble in the 6-yard box. Angola came into this game in Cologne vast underdogs, but even equalising against Portugal is a big deal around these parts. Ronaldo brought down. Precarious position for Angola now. Figo swings it in. Ronaldo knocks it down towards Ricardo. Corner to Portugal. Deco to deliver. And Manish puts Portugal back in front. The hunger of Manish pays off. And there's relief for Scolari's men and the Celestial. The players had to drop and they couldn't figure out a way to get back into this game. Here comes Delgado. Last hurrah for Angola. Mateus raises Cristiano Ronaldo's open up with a potential point salvaging goal in the final 5 minutes of the game. This time Miera and Valente were in no man's land, giving Mateus free range. It's a disappointing start from the favourites with the World Cup winning coach. It's Angola 2, Portugal 2. We are halfway through match day 1. Hanover is the venue for the Azzurri Italy to take on the Black Stars of Ghana. Italian football has suffered in the 4 years since their scandalous elimination by South Korea, their depressing exit from Euro 2004 and the relegation of Juventus due to match fixing. Gattuso said so. Totti drills it into the bottom corner past the keeper. It's the perfect start for Italy. And who else would it be other than the 8th King of Rome, Francesco Totti? The long locks may be gone, but the class and the composure isn't. Keeper really should be doing better to close down those angles. Totti collects, turns, runs, gallops past Etienne. Calm as he like, and is into the bread basket of Kingston. Zambrata swings it in, and Grosso is in an advanced position. One of the tallest men on the pitch, he was the target. Early ball in, Luca Toni tries the athletic. Totti links up with Pirlo. Oh, and that's slapped out the sky by Kingston. Andrea Pirlo. Perrotta knocks it down, nobody home. Now Perrotta goes down, and it's a penalty. Referee with the dreaded point to the spot. Pansil with a rush of blood to the head sends Simone Perrotta flying. Totti gets the brace. 2 goals to the Italians. And for the first time in this World Cup, a heavy favourite is comfortably in front. Zambrata soaks up the through ball. Now Mensah finds Amara on the turn. Picks it out of the top corner. Buffon is beaten. And it's game on in Hanover. And it's Matthew Amara who plays his football here in Germany. Employed by Borussia Dortmund. Great goal. Italy just had to hold on for a couple more minutes. And let's take a spring. And a sure encounter. Now Gilardino goes past Kufor. Gilardino on the turn, and he rounds the crossbar. A great start with a nail-biting finish. It's Italy 2, Ghana 1. Welcome to Gelsenkirchen. The United States are becoming World Cup regulars now, their 5th competition in a row. Czech Republic make their first appearance as the Czech Republic since the breakup of Czechoslovakia. They'll be keen to replicate their performance at Euro 2004, which saw them reach the semi-finals. Barros hits it at Keller, and it rounds off the post. Lady Luck is on Keller's side as it bobbles off the woodwork. Claudia Reina has picked up Brian McBride. Oh, and that's a low one. Good save from Czech. Mastroeni to Beasley, and he threads it through to Claudia Reina. He has a turn this time. Another strong save from Czech. Mastroeni is knocked down to McBride. Skies it out of Gelsenkirchen. Now Barros plays it back to Nedved, and it flicks into the air towards Koller. Just kept off the line by Keller. Now perhaps Czech Republic can steal one just before half time. Now here comes Barros, and it's still Barros. Low across the face of goal, and Koller has been stopped. What a denial by Casey Keller. A surefire tap in. Now Brian McBride. Donovan making the run down the left-hand side. McBride goes for it alone. It's still Brian McBride. What a finish that would have been. Beasley's ball in has found McBride. It's a bullet of a header. Finds the top corner. And the USA have the lead. The Fulham forward and the USA veteran has led his team in front. The USA ladies are unstoppable. Now it's the men's turn to replicate their efforts, and this starts here with a goal. Claudio Reina forcing his entry and is helped onto McBride. 15 minutes to go. It's a corner. And it's Jan Koller. His size pays off. The biggest man in the penalty area has equalised for the Czech Republic. And it's gutting for the USA, who have come so far in this game. Eddie Pope stands no chance against the giant frame of Jan Koller. Well, either side haven't stopped attacking. Now here goes Barros with a ball from Koller. The referee's pulled it back. It's a penalty. He's pulled it back for the most arduous of challenges. And then moves Keller to the spot. Czech Republic have turned it around in dramatic fashion. 15 minutes left. They found an equaliser and a match-winning goal if they can just hold on and hold out. Keller doesn't have the heart to do Onyeu's justice. Now the Czechs are in the USA's half with a moment left, and the iron collar has put the nail in the coffin. 3 points belong to the Czech Republic, who scored 3 goals, despite being a goal down for the majority of the game. Shonko doesn't even have time to look up before he crosses it in. What a start for the Czech Republic. It's USA 1, Czech Republic 3. The atmosphere is fever pitch here in Berlin. The world champions arrive. It's the fixture everybody's been looking forward to the most. Carlos Alberto Pereira defends the World Cup with arguably the most star-studded side in the competition. Carlos into the middle towards Emerson. Ronaldo hits it first time, and it's a good stop from Costa. Swung in by Ronaldinho. Adriano knocks it down. Costa leaps for security. Nothing to worry about. Zé Roberto drills it towards Emerson. Helps it on first time to Adriano. There it is. Just a question of time before the PES 6 legend finds the net. But let's admire the weight of that through pass from Emerson first time. He's actually rather a reserved strike, all things considering Adriano's power. Even Klasnic, he's through, but Dida beats him to it. No, Klasnic has freed it. And Dida saves it with his face from David Pearson. Nico Kranjčar trying to make a statement. Dida flies for it. Croatian corner has met the head of Klasnic. Croatia have scored against Brazil in Berlin. It's an early goal from either side in both halves. Ivan Klasnic of Werder Bremen is the Croatians' answer to Adriano. Nice setup from Kaká to Ronaldo, but he couldn't capitalise. Ronaldinho's delivery. Ronaldo heads it on, and Kaká denied off the line, and so is Ronaldo. It's a melee in the Croatian box. Not for nothing, no. Offside. Brazil are being stifled by Croatia here. Now it's another corner. Kaká. Close but no cigar. Now Real Madrid's magic midget Robinho gallops through, looking to create some sort of miracle. It's back to Kaká, who pulls it wide. 5 minutes on the clock, and that could have been the breakthrough. Sana 1-on-1. He's denied by the woodwork. A cruel way to deny a historic match winner over Brazil. Sana with the cross. Croatia are really going for it now. Kranjčar keeps it alive. Sana, one more chance to swing it in. It falls in the lap of Modric. Luka Modric has scored the match-winning goal against the world champions in Berlin. The 20-year-old playmaker from Zagreb initially had a bright future ahead of him. Now his star is burning. He's in the history books. Brazil joined the outclassed club alongside Netherlands and Argentina. It's Croatia 2, Brazil 1. The Battle of Asia-Oceania commences in Kaiserslautern. The Socceroos Australia return to the World Cup for the first time since 1974. The Blue Samurai, aka Japan, are back here after a respectable second round finish in 2002. Bresciano with a cross in for Tuka. A powerful diving header from the Middlesbrough man. Big mark for Tuka with a perfect start for Australia in their World Cup return. Brett Emerton, his ball shut down, and Vince Grella trips just before he can get there. Karaguchi is smart to it. Viduka eyes up Harry Kewell. Oh, and it's low and hard, bobbles past. Inamoto Yanagisawa, dangerous attack with 3 minutes on the clock. Nagata beats the defender to it. And Japan salvage a point. And it's the pace veteran Hidetoshi Nagata with a point salvage and equaliser. It's scrappy, but he's got there. Japan lived long enough to take on the floundering Brazil in Dortmund. Australia won, Japan won. Expectations are low for a French side with tons of individual talent. France will seek redemption after a humiliating exit from 2002 as the reigning champions. Switzerland are back for the first time since 1994 with a few starlets among their ranks. Here comes the veteran Zinedine Zidane marauding. Senderos can't get close. He cuts inside on the left, and that's a bizarre attempt on goal with the outside of the boot. Henry back to Patrick Vieira, and again stabs it with the outside of the boot. What is going on? Zinedine's delivery couldn't be kept down by Malouda. Vicky's got some pace on him down the left hand side. It's low into the path of Strella. A glimpse of vulnerability for France at the back. Cabanas long ball to the giant Strella. He knocks it down into practically nowhere. Abidal played it too short. Barnetta snatches it. Strella lays it after Fry. It's bubbled off of Bartez's fight, and Strella has capitalised on the conversion. Switzerland leads in Stuttgart. It's a calamitous start for France. And how similar does that look to Papa Bouba Diop's opener for Senegal in 2002? How quickly can France react? Henry, Malouda gives it back. Thierry Henry switches it back to 1-1. Less than 5 minutes after the opener. The crisis is averted for now. Maybe the goal is enough to instigate confidence in this French attack. It's a wonderful telepathic pass from Malouda. He has to assume Henry is going into that space. Zidane, the French attack is a bit static. He goes for it alone. With Florent Malouda of Lyon. Nice ball to Henry. It's Thierry Henry, surely. And the angle was widening. The game is opening up a lot more now with just over 10 minutes remaining. Vicky with the cross. Strella. Well, the header was a gamble. Makelele to Zidane. David Trezeguet, the substitute. And it's still Trezeguet. Down the line. Zidane was in front of an open goal, but Trezeguet's gone down and the keeper has been removed from the pitch. Pascal Zubabula. He's actually the oldest man on the pitch. He's been sent off. Zidane from the spot. Back on the World Cup score sheet where he belongs. Les Bleus have officially turned it around. Well, at the age of 33, it's not very old at all, but it is Zinedine Zidane's swan song. His football career will end after this World Cup. And it ends with the perfect start, a match-winning goal in Stuttgart. Trezeguet to widen the gap, goes for it alone, and Henry was a potential alternative, but Trezeguet went for glory. It started so well for the Swiss, but France have turned it around. It's France 2, Switzerland 1. Frankfurt welcomes the hosts of the last World Cup and the surprise semi-finalists. South Korea look to capitalise on their experience from those dizzying heights 4 years ago as they welcome our final African newcomers, Togo. Lee Young-payo, bit too much space for him, smashes it at the keeper, and that's a simple tap-in for Cho Jae-jin. Perfect start for South Korea. The Asian Tigers have a lot to prove. That the miracle 2002 run was more than a fluke, and that they could be credible World Cup challengers. We'll see about that, but it's a good start. Has to be said, that's pretty poor goalkeeping from Agassi. Now Salifu sprinting towards the danger area. He's got a bit of time. Couldn't direct it on target. Togo's corner. Finds Adebayor. Smashes the crossbar. South Korea may have a hard time contending with the height of Arsenal's Adebayor. Park Ji-sung, ball in, looking for Cho Jae-jin, looking for his second. Togo can come forward now. Oh, and the defender doesn't get rid of it. Adebayor looking to punish him. And he slots it in, he does. The former Monaco man, with a composed finish, slots it past Lee Woon-jae like an 8-ball on the snooker table. That's millimetres away from the post. It could be worse for both sides. It's South Korea 1, Togo 1. Episode 1 culminates with the final group of match day 1. Spain are just 2 years away from global domination, but the seeds are planted here, a talented squad. Will 2006 be the year they shake the mantle of the underachievers? Ukraine make their debut, they're led by Andrei Shevchenko. David Villa cuts inside Rashchuk and Yaroshevsky trying to get there, but David Villa's buried it. Just over 6 minutes have elapsed, and Spain have the lead in Leipzig. Leipzig has a thing for early goals. Van Persie scored after 4 minutes at this venue earlier on in the tournament. Here comes Fernando Torres. Oh, and he's took that past Rousseau. Bombing towards that yellow goal. Fernando Torres. Rashchuk has no choice but to deny him, and a classy back heel. And a predictable tap in from the fox in the box, Raul. The Spanish prince has extended Spain's lead. The Real Madrid and Spain legend is back on the World Cup score sheet. 4 goals in total from 98 and 2002, and now he has 5. Villa slips the pass to Raul. Owen has gone in, has found a way past Shavkovsky's cardboard hands. Spain are on fire, the Ukraine are dire. The Reds are 3 goals up, just over 20 minutes in. Marcus Senna, that's been cut out, now Shevchenko can't get past Senna, back where we started, now Villa from outside the box. 2 goals for the Valencia prodigy. Just one of many Spanish players making their World Cup debuts, and David Villa is grabbing the brass ring in Leipzig. The world is watching. And now the frightening pace of Fernando Torres on display. He's bombing away from the defense. Shavkovsky stands his ground. Torres weaving in and out. Ukraine are being toyed with. Shavkovsky was on top of Villa's strike. Ukraine evade. Now Fernando Torres overlaps down the line. Low cross from Torres. Raul converts. And we have our first hat-trick of the 2006 World Cup. It's Raul Gonzalez, the Spanish prince. What better way for a captain to lead by example than outscoring the rest of your team? Probably the longest game of the World Cup so far for at least one side, and that's the Ukraine. Welcome to the world stage. Torres. Oh, and he finally gets his goal. He's deserved it. He spearheaded this attack with his youth and his power. On his not so good left foot, it looked like it was going nowhere fast, but the cardboard hands prevailed. The first match of at least 3 for Spain. Were Spain really good or were Ukraine really bad? We'll find out soon. It's Spain 6, Ukraine 0. Well, I want to thank you for hanging in so far. It's the final game of match day 1. Not long to go now. Tunisia and Saudi Arabia could be considered small time on the world stage, but they're both respectable domestically. Tunisia are the 2004 African champions, and Saudi Arabia have 3 Asian championships. Nari with a laser beam of a volley. The keeper couldn't hold it, and it's Jaziri. Good start for the Tunisians. Let's take another look at the goal. It was a rocket launcher from Nari. Look at the accuracy. Kariri's cross. Kratani, look at the athletic attempt. Namuchi trying to flick it into the top bins. Zayed's having none of that. Shaku just wide with a free kick. And the timing is perfect. Namuchi is freed up on the right hand side. Namuchi 1-on-1 with Zayed. Yes! The African nations are really flying the flag here in 2006. With the exception of Ghana, they've all held their ground. The Saudi Arabian defence took the bait, they swarmed Jaziri, and Namuchi was free. Tunisia shared the top spot with Spain. It's Tunisia 2, Saudi Arabia 0. And now it's time for our World Cup rounder. Germany deliver the goods on match day 1. The hosts, top Group A. England and Sweden turn things around to share the spoils in Group B. Group C is a shocker. Ivory Coast and Serbia and Montenegro have beaten the favourites respectively. Portugal loiter in 3rd place, sharing with Angola. The Czech Republic are above Italy on goal difference. And the champions' curse strikes Brazil, bottom of Group F, the world champions. 8 years on from France 98, France are top of Group G. And finally Spain, with a windfall of a goal difference, are top of Group H. Raul is our top scorer due to his hat-trick against the Ukraine. And it's that time of the night when I want to thank all of you for supporting Retro PES, liking the videos, subscribing and sharing your memories of the good old days. It warms my heart. Follow me on my social media at the links below. Check out PES Universe. Download their classic option file dedicated to the best teams from the 80s, 90s and 2000s that you grew up with, knew and loved. Leave a comment with your best match, best goal and best player of match day 1 in the comments below, and I'll see you on match day 2.